Asia, you are that girl. I know you see me. Can you see me? KP, I know you see me calling you, girl. Ooh, KG, that was cute. Yes, ma'am, KG. I know this service is working. I have Verizon Wireless. Our service don't break down. No. Yes, Janae. Work me, Janae. You have an incoming call, girl. Answer the phone. Now. Hey, Miss Asia, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, child. Tired, baby. I'm tired. How you doing?
Do you hear me?
What?
Same side.
Okay.
A little jet
Tired,
lag.
baby. Tired. Where you been? You've been. I know you've been everywhere right now, cause you got the show and everything. I know you just going everywhere, child.
Coast to coast,
Yes.
baby. New York, all that good stuff.
Oh, bitch. I, I did not mean but yes, ma'am. Yes, 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 yes.
Hey.
But let's go ahead and get into this interview, baby. Yes, ma'am. So before becoming a honeybee, like what other dance experiences did you have?
I started off praise dancing. Well, the Lord. Um, I was a dance girl when I was in middle school. Then when I got into high school, I did 4 years of being a flag girl.
Okay.
I,
So when you were a flag girl, like how was that experience um different from actually dancing in the stands without the flag?
um. Okay, so we did dance in the stands without the flag. Like my first year, but not my second year, we ended up getting a different coach.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely use like props like rings, pom poms, and stuff. But it was pretty much this,
Mm.
But like when we just hit the field, we always had our flag. So
Oh, okay. I got you. I got you.
yeah.
So, could you give my audience like some type of backstory or information as far as like the honeybee organization? Like, how was that?
Absolutely. Little secret between you and I that the people don't know. Baby, the honeybees was started in 1975.
Oh, wait, I didn't even know that.
Look, hear, hear me. People don't believe me. Look, all you have to do is go to the second floor of the Levi Walking Center, and it's right there inside our archives. But it came back and made I guess you want to say a reappearance in 2004. Just a group
Hmm.
of plus size, big, beautiful women that like to dance and just to show off like their talent. So,
Yeah, I did not know that it's been that long. Wow.
yeah, a lot of people
I
don't.
thought I thought that it was like when you came, I thought it was fairly new at that time. So that's what I didn't even know it was that long. Dang. So, in your opinion, what is the definition of a honeybee?
um, in my opinion, a honeybee is somebody that's just confident in their skin, still learning how to become themselves and a better version of themselves. Just a big,
Hmm.
bold, beautiful woman that loves to dance, in all honesty, and a well-rounded person, a people's person. Because not only can you dance, you have to know how to interact with people, and just on top of your schoolwork and just being an overall good person, I guess.
I can definitely tell that because when I talk to a lot of honeybees, like they are so nice, they're so sweet. Like I've never had a bad interaction with a honeybee. Never, ever. That's
Period.
crazy.
You never will.
Yes. Oh, I hope not. I hope not.
Hope not. That part. Hope
Right,
not.
right. So, what gravitated you towards the honeybees?
So I was born in California, but I was raised in Birmingham. So we always had the Magic City Classic, where you had ASU versus A&M. So we always did, like I said, I was a flag girl and a dance girl, so I always did the parades. And I was just seeing them, and I was like, representation matters. So when you see somebody that looks like you doing what they did, I was like, I got to be one. I have to be one.
Yeah.
I was like, there's no way because Asia don't know how to do no cartwheel. So, and I don't know how to do no split, but that's a different story.
Hey, hey, all you gotta do is learn. It just takes time. It takes
Okay,
time.
just a little time. But
Right.
yes, I was like, oh, I got to, I got to.
Yeah. I know that was like a great experience just to go to those games and being able to see, those plus size girls just kill it every single time. Like honeybees, they kill it every time, baby. Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
absolutely, the showstoppers.
Yes. Yes. So, what honeybee would you say inspired you the most?
Mm. Mm-hmm. Um, I have a couple, just to name a few. Um, Kiana, which was my captain. I know we're gonna get, to her. Um,
Hmm.
Kiana, she was just so fun and loving and whatever. Like she was just like, I have big sisters, but she was like a big sister. Like she watched out for me. Ayana, because Ayana, she look crazy. She got her little tube on her. That's my sister. But I like for because I started praise dancing with her. We praise dance
Mm.
church. And honestly, I really think she's like one of the reasons why I even became a honeybee. Because once I found out she was one, I was like, oh my God, girl, you got to put me on.
Wow.
So, like, yeah, I love them. And Pooh,
That's you said Pooh?
yeah, Pooh, she's out here doing her thing. She's a model, like, she was always bubbly. She has a little bubbly spirit. So, yeah, basically all my upperclassmen from my freshman year.
Yes, ma'am. And that's how it should be. Like all the upperclassmen should be a role model to everybody.
Absolutely.
Everybody that's new. That's what I
Okay.
think. So, how was your first tryout experience? Like, were you scared? Were you nervous? Like, how did that go?
Okay. Funny story. I was gonna actually come to ASU and be a flag girl because I was a flag girl. Um,
Hmm.
but I ended up missing like the first week of pre-drill, and I get this DM from Miss Williams, and I was like, "Baby, I know this ain't Miss Anna Marche. I just know." So, as dancing spirit, so I basically came in by myself because they already had auditions. Pooh ended up breaking her leg. Oh, not her leg, but her ankle. Um,
Mm.
and they just needed somebody. So I just actually had like a solo audition. I was scared because it was a different room for me. But nonetheless, I learned the routine in like 20 minutes and got it done.
Mm. 20 minutes.
Yes, baby.
Yeah,
I'm
I like that. I like that. I
okay.
like a fast learner. I love a fast learner. Yes, yes. So, how did you prepare for tryouts though?
I did it.
Or did you just go?
I, listen, she DM me like that Thursday. I said I can be to Montgomery by Monday. And I just kind of just had to just go in there. I was thrown into the fire. But baby, I'm a fire
Mm.
sign. So that's what we do.
Yes, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I'm a fire sign too, child, so I understand. We here. We see each other.
Okay.
So, how did you feel like once you made the honeybees?
Honestly, it was so surreal because I'm like, I'm a part of this huge group that's known pretty much all over the South and now like worldwide. And like I'm here. Not saying I have arrived because there's always room for improvement, but like I actually made it somewhere I never thought I could be, even though I always wanted to. Because like I said, I didn't think I had the skills to be a honeybee, but it was.
Mm.
Oh my god.
What? What? And that's humbling too. Like
Mm,
with you saying, there's always room to grow. That's humbling. That's humbling for me, because a
absolutely.
lot of people like they feel like I got it. That's just it.
Yeah.
No, it's always room for improvement anywhere. You never know. You know.
Okay.
Yes. So how was it transitioning from high school to now you being a honeybee?
Honestly, it was fun. It was actually fun. Like I said, it was a different realm because I'm used to being a flag girl where we dance with props most of the time, so we had to dance smaller. Um, so fun little fact. When they seen me dance and stuff, Miss Williams, she was like, "Okay, yeah, we can work with her." Dr. Oliver thought I was stiff. Who,
Oh,
whatever. But I know, right?
oh.
Stiff where? Stiff where?
Right. I think I'm sorry to cut you off, but I think I saw I think it was like a documentary the honeybees had, and he and Dr. O was talking in the background, I think, and he was saying something about her moves. I don't know who he was talking about, but with you saying that, it kind of makes sense a little bit. It kind of makes
Maybe
sense because I think that was your first year trying out, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know.
it could have been what documentary?
If you go to the honeybees YouTube
Mm-hmm.
and scroll all the way down, I think you guys were in the process of trying out.
Mm-hmm.
I think, yeah.
I know what you're talking
And
about.
he was just talking, and he was just saying certain things, and I don't know if it was about you or somebody else, but
Yeah,
I was just looking at that.
heard you.
But yes,
How was your crab experience as a honeybee?
Well, honestly, if I just want to keep it a buck with you, I feel like
Go
we was like
ahead.
the last set of honeybees that really had to. Well, we don't say crab no more. We say freshman. I
Yeah.
get it,
Yeah.
but I feel like we was like the last set of honeybees that had to crab. Our upperclassmen ain't play them games. At first, like I said, it was a love-hate situation with them because I'm like, because they were like, oh, the ups, oh, the freshmen can't do this, oh, the freshmen. I'm like, babe, I'm about to walk on some grass because what you talking about? I said I was coming from a different whole thing. Like I was like on 10. So I'm like, baby, who they talking to? What is this? Because I had never like that.
Oh
You
my
know,
God.
but so like it was like standing attention, regular crab stuff, whatever like that. Um, let my sisters tell it, or my crab sisters tell it. Like I was like one of the favorites, so they used to think that I had like special privileges or whatever like that. But I see what they mean, but then again, I don't. But like, yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy. Everybody
Mm,
after that, they didn't get the real Miss
yeah.
Williams. They didn't get because baby Miss Williams will hand it to you. Do you hear me? Um,
I believe you too.
yeah, it was cool though. It was a very. I had to just trust the process.
Yeah, and that's how it is. But you
Mm-hmm.
bucked the system walking on that grass now.
Because
Child.
baby, the quickest
Yeah.
way to point B is a straight line. If you think I'm about to, no,
Right. Okay.
no.
So, how was your experience with your captain, Kiana?
Kiana, the girl is hilarious. Like when I say she need her own show or something, she is straight up crazy now. At first, as captain, because we had multiple captains my freshman
Hmm.
year. It was kind of trial and error. First, it was like Pooh. She broke her leg and like some other things. So I guess you could say Yana was like a co-captain, like a stand-in or whatever, because Miss Williams was, she was working in Selma, so it was just like, so Yana was
Yeah.
pretty much us. And then one morning, Miss Williams was like, she pulled the freshman down. We went to breakfast with her while we was in Texas, and she was just like, "So who y'all really want to be our captain?" Kiana, Kiana. Because Kiana, she was responsible. She was about her business. She was mean, but not too mean to the point. Not like mean, but like I said, about her business. It wasn't
Yeah.
like it wasn't no wishy washy stuff. Like she was just straightforward about her business, and she was funny. Like when it was time to have a good time, we did, and then you know,
Yeah. It seems like y'all really trusted her though.
mm-hmm,
Yeah,
absolutely.
it seemed like y'all really trusted her. And I was gonna ask you, like, because I was kind of confused because I was talking to different people
Mm-hmm.
about Kiana and Ayana, and I was like, they was like, no, she was captain, no, she was captain, and it was just like kind of a confusion. So I'm like, that's why I put in the comp. That's why when I put in the questions, I was like, your captain, because I was just like, I didn't know
Right.
which one. I didn't want to offend nobody. But yes, thank you for
All
clearing
right.
that up for me.
Yeah.
But yes, ma'am. And what do you think Kiana taught you throughout your years as a honeybee that stuck with you?
Um, Kiana taught me how to just be like present. Kind of just be present, living in the moment, and being able to like just enjoy. I guess you want to say everything because, like I said, not for nothing, it was pretty much a hard process. But she had to just kind of remind me sometimes, like, girl, like it's all right. Just be grateful. You have tunnel vision. This is what you need to do and stuff like that. Especially if you want to be captain, like this is where I see you being.
Yeah.
So just know that it's hard work. Like this isn't, for the week. So
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. She gave you that. Yes, ma'am. What do you think you learned about yourself during your crab slash freshman year?
um I think I learned that I didn't ask for help for a lot. Um just from growing up or whatever like that. Like I never really asked for much. I just would kind of just handle stuff on my own. But I had to realize like, girl, you in a group. Well, this ain't your first time being on a team, but like you're
Mm-hmm.
home now. Like this is different. You can't just go home after this. But like just learning just to ask for help and just trust them and trust that they would be, good sisters. And Miss Williams, she's an amazing coach. And like just ask for help when you need it because my freshman year was a complete dud because because I didn't ask.
Hey,
So,
yeah. Yeah, it's nothing wrong with asking for help. Everybody
Mhm.
needs it. Everybody needs help, child. I'm
Okay.
glad you said that too, because people feel like they don't need help, and they really do.
And they really do,
They
yeah.
yes.
'Cause I was struggling and they say nothing.
Oh,
Oh,
oh, child. Hey, it worked out. You was
okay.
captain what 3 years?
3 years. 3 years.
Child, yes, ma'am. It worked. It worked.
Okay.
So, what honeybee element do you think was the hardest thing for you to grasp? Was it like stunts or stands? Like what was it for you?
Stunts.
Yeah. Ooh. And y'all be doing them stunts.
Baby, I had to tell Miss Williams, I'm like, baby, can I just be a base? Can I just I'm strong, so like I can talk,
Yeah.
stuff like that. But it never gave me flying up in nobody's air doing no cartwheel. Like I never did a cartwheel before. Usually when you're a child, you all try it one time. No, I never did a
Hmm.
cartwheel before being a honeybee. I'm not flexible, still not flexible. So like I had to kind of just James Brown split my way through being a honeybee, and
Mm.
that was just pretty much that was the hardest part, like stretching and stuff like that. Because like I said, legs go numb sitting in a stretch because they want me to get this split, and I'm like, it ain't happening. I just ain't got
Yeah.
I ain't got like y'all, so I'm gonna fake it till I make it.
Hey, ain't nothing wrong with faking it till you make it, child.
Oh,
Ain't nothing wrong with that. Shoot. What? How was your relationship with your crab sisters?
I love them. I really do. Each moment was look, with the upper class we got on our nerves, we just sit there and look at each other like, you know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
like, but
Yeah.
it was a split dynamic at one point because we end up having a second audition towards the like in September or whatever like that,
Hmm.
because every team has this with the
Yeah.
double
Yeah.
hockey stick. So we end up getting two new girls. So it was already three of us. It was me, Janae, and Victoria. Then we end up getting Jonae and Ashley. So it was just like a weird dynamic once that happened because it was like I said, split. Like, okay, these two versus this three or whatever like that, because we ain't liking the way this is going and all that stuff. But we pretty much just had to learn that it was all in our heads. Like it
Yeah.
didn't
Yeah.
whatever the
Yeah.
problems was.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's just the bond of it all, really, honestly. Like just the experience your sisters together. That's just what it's all about sisterhood, in my
Look,
opinion.
okay.
You said what?
No, I'm saying okay, and just learning how to just basically trust one another and to like this is our year, this is where we're supposed to, get it right and just build on being a honeybee and throw all that other stuff out the window because we weren't focusing on what we were supposed to be focusing on. So
Yes. Yes, ma'am. And I'm glad that you said that. I'm so glad you said that because it's just all about the bond. Like, stop, like, just love on your sister. Just
yeah,
hug your sister. Like, we all know it's gonna be issues. We all
oh
know it's gonna be issues. Just
yes,
hug your sister. It is what it is, child.
but all that and baby, it's a given.
Okay. Yes,
It's a given.
ma'am. So, as a crab, what upperclassmen took you under their wing aside from your captain?
Ayana, once again,
Yeah.
Ayana, because like I said, I've known her since I was a child. So
Hmm.
she Angel, get in the car with me. That's why I said earlier that they thought I had like special privileges or whatever like that. Because they were like, come get in the car with me. No, you ain't gotta walk and this, that, and the third. And me being a freshman, for one, it was hot during pre-drill, so I wasn't about to argue with her. And I was just like,
Yeah.
part in, and stuff like that. So she definitely, swooped me right on up. But Miss Williams was like, baby, no, did that. I was
Right.
like, okay, my
Yeah,
bad.
that's just how it is. That's just how it is, child. Yes, ma'am. What was your most memorable moment during your crab year?
It had to be. So I'm just gonna count the year 16, 17. It had to be getting accepted into AGT, like
Okay.
America's, because we did that like March 2017 and May 2017, and so
Hmm.
2 rounds, of being on live television that's gonna be seen everywhere. So I was like, girl, what we about to do? What America's Got Talent? Like this, what I used to watch
Child.
when I was younger, on YouTube and stuff. So it was just
Speaking speaking of that, like, how was that overall experience? Just being on TV and you having to compete with other teams or other people.
is honestly it was nerve wracking. because like you said, there was so much going on, like with production. There's cameras here, they're gonna pull you here because you got some type of interview here. You got to take a picture there, and then it was a lot of craziness. But at the end of the day, like it was so fun, meeting the judges. Simon really loved us, and he don't love nobody. So
Right.
that was we met a lot of good people and just built those connections with people. So it's always good, being in spaces like that where you can, build bridges and, still keep up with people later on. Cause I'm still friends with a lot of people that I met there. So it's just like, it was lit.
I love the fact that the honeybees have so many different outlets. I love that. You got America's Got Talent. Y'all have what else did y'all have? Y'all had so much stuff. Jesus.
Showtime at the Apollo.
Yes.
They did Steve Harvey, Nike, the Snap series.
Snapchat.
We did a lot.
Y'all have a lot. And I love the fact that y'all get that recognition because y'all need that recognition. It's important to see these, plus size women just do what they love, and not be judged.
Okay, that's the one. And we're gonna have our naysayers here and there, but at the end of the day, like, excuse me for saying this, but like, your Meemaw big, your grandmammy big, she be in there cooking potato salad. Your daughter may be big, like you watch people, because like we're still human beings. What you see on the internet and stuff like that, like, yeah, we trying to get phased because look at where I'm at, look at where you at. Not trying to like say,
I get you.
But like at the same time, we having to remind people like we are somebody's somebody. You know what I'm saying? So if my mom went on here sliding on, thank God she ain't on the internet for real, sliding on y'all, then what y'all gonna do? You know what I'm saying? What we gonna do? We gonna meet up about it? Like, what is
hush mouth? They're gonna have a hushed mouth. Okay.
Exactly. Exactly.
So going into your second year, what did you want to do differently than your first year?
Honestly, I just wanted to, how can you say it, dance better. Like I said, not for nothing, like I could dance, but I wanted to take on the full honeybee style. Cause like I said, I was thrown in the fire, and I did what I need to do being a freshman or whatever like that. But my second year, I was like, okay, ASU, you upperclassman now. You can't have step because you're going to have people that's coming in up under you that may be looking up to you. And if you messing up, then what I'm saying, what do they have to look up to? So I just wanted to make sure it was a better me my second year.
Yeah. You wanted to look the part, I get you. 1000%. Yes.
Because one no freshman about to come and out dance me and do none of that. So
okay, say that one more time for the people in the back, because the people in the back, they don't hear you, girl.
You ain't about to come up here and out dance. Who? No.
You exactly. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Don't do that. Okay. So now that you're considered an upperclassman, who did you take under your wing? Who was your little sister?
Well, my little sister. Okay, so two of them came in. Well, more than two came in, but everybody don't survive being a honeybee. But you had Alexis and you had Drea. Well, her real name is Andrea, but we call her Drea. And I love them. Like, when I tell you, them was my girls. Like, we laughed all the time, laughing all the time, and just I just had to just remind them and tell them, basically show them the ropes, because everybody ain't gonna be, they may be up in your face and stuff like that. Like, we honeybees at the end of the day, and it's a lot of hate that gets swung our way. So I just had to let them know, like, hey, don't get wrapped up in this stuff right here. But I love them.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. How was Miss Williams as a sponsor?
I could say a lot about Miss Williams. Miss Williams, she got the name Godmama right now. Like, she is like my second mother. Like, I love Miss Williams. Like, everything I've gotten accomplished. Yeah, not for nothing. I worked hard myself, but she put me on game. Like, we had a talk last night. She like, Asia, you guys, with the platform you got now, you need to this, that, and the third. Like, she was everything. Like, you know what I'm saying? When somebody knows you that much, it almost make you want to get emotional, because it's like, wow. No, you know what I'm saying? Like, she the best coach ever. The best coach I'm in their speeches now. I'm talking about something I can say a lot, but
but honestly, I always hear so many good things about Miss Williams. Like, I met her a few times, but I always hear even with like Stingettes, even with like other people, like just general people.
Yes.
They always like
Yes.
love her spirit. They love how she is. So I
'Cause
understand that one thousand
she's such,
percent.
yeah, she's such a good person. She always looks out for us, like even outside of being a honeybee. Like she always make sure that we taken care of. We be throwing like little Christmas parties at her house. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a lot that goes into it. And yeah, that's my girl.
Yeah.
That's
Ooh. Yes, I hope she stays. She needs to stay the sponsor over there. She needs to stay. Like she needs to stay, honestly. Like
well once go ahead. Go ahead.
So before becoming, what you say?
I said I ain't even gonna do too much, but go ahead. Go ahead.
No, ma'am. So before becoming a captain, was that position something that you were looking at? Like, did you want that position?
I really did. Like I said, or you know how it's an oxymoron to call myself humble, but I am humble. And honestly, I didn't think I could get it. Cause I was like, Asia girl, like, you know, I'd be second guessing myself a lot. I'm like, girl, the captain of the honeybees, who, what? Like, I want it, yes, but like, what are you gonna do to get there? Or can you even do the things to get there? And I auditioned against Janae, which is my craft sister, and she we had to go around and do like these series of interviews with different people and this, that, and the third. And then we had to go up there in front of Miss Williams and Dr. Oliver and dance and all that stuff. And she was a firecracker. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't think, you know, that it was possible. But hey, it happened. So it was very much
Yeah.
so lit.
Yeah. Yes, ma'am. So, what were your thoughts on the captain position before actually getting captain and after actually getting captain?
Before, like I said, dang, I want that. Like that's my thoughts. Them, you know, like I need that. I want that in my life because like I said, I'm a Leo, and you know that little phrase about Leos being, you know, one of the center of
You a
attention.
Leo? I'm Leo. I'm sorry. You a Leo?
Hey, period.
Yes.
So, so you already know I kind of wanted to be like center of attention, but not in that way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I want to do what I had to do, but like I mean that's what they say about us. So I mean if y'all gonna say it, that's what it was. But after I got the captain position, I was like, boy, Miss Williams called my phone at 6 o'clock in the morning one more time, like talking about something. Oh, I can hear. Like, girl, you ain't about to. Woo, woo, woo. I'm like, what is this? What Kiana was going through, baby? Them early morning calls about a uniform, then just having to get people together. It was a lot of work. It's a lot of
Yes.
work trying to create that balance between being a captain and still being a sister. Like that is hard. That is
Yeah.
hard.
Most
So
definitely.
it was crazy. It was crazy. I still
Mm,
love it, though, but it was crazy.
yes. What do you think you learned about yourself as a captain?
I learned that uh, we, I guess, like I was saying, like, mm, what did I learn about myself? I don't want to say it like this because it sounds crazy, but I'm going ahead and say it. I kind of learned that I was low key a little too nice.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I mean, when it came to dancing and stuff, like I said, I was about my business always with that. But when it came to like personal boundaries, I didn't create that. Or like
Yeah.
trying to balance, like I said before, I'm trying to balance being a captain and being a sister because it's a lot of stuff that I probably should have came to Miss Williams and told her sooner to avoid problems. But you know, you want to still have loyalty with your sisters. Like I don't want them to be like, "Dang, Angela snitched on me," but it's not about snitching at this point. It's about your life and making sure that you're safe and stuff like that. So that was my whole thing, just learning how to balance the two. You know.
Yeah, and you have a responsibility, just like Miss Williams has a responsibility too. Everybody has a responsibility at the end of the
Okay.
day. So you did the right thing. I mean, sometimes you just gotta do it at your time.
Yes.
Sometimes, like when if you do it on your time, it'll work out. It's okay. It's okay. It's because drama's gonna be there regardless.
Yeah. Absolutely.
What do you think administration saw in you to get captain?
I honestly think they saw like heart, drive, like you saying, responsibleness, just being on like my P's and Q's all the time. Like even when I was a freshman, it was a little comment with Miss Williams saying I started to make a freshman the captain over y'all, then all y'all would have been mad,
Oh Lord.
you know, they all knew who was talking about. You feel me? So it was, you know, I knew from the jump that that's where I was supposed to be. But at the same time, like I said earlier, just the thought of just getting to that captain position. But I think that's definitely what they saw, like just how determined I was to be, a good overall honey.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, ma'am. What are some challenges you had to face as a captain, and how did you overcome those obstacles?
You said challenges I faced as a captain and overcoming them.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Um, we same thing going back to boundaries. That's one. Two, knowing when to turn it on and when to turn it off. As far as like people, like I said, people gonna come at you crazy, and learning how
Mm-hmm.
to really like restrict real life you from honeybee you is kind of hard. Not saying that I'm like a crazy person in real life, but sometimes I do be ready to snap back if you push me that far, even though that's completely out of my character. But sometimes some people deserve it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Um, so being mad and stuff like that, it took a lot of energy because I kind of just had to just hold in like, bro, I'm about to set somebody up in this bedroom. I'm about to do this, that, and the third. But I'm like, you know,
Yeah. That's it. It gets there.
it definitely gets there because it's definitely a division. And, well, it was a division. Things are starting to like, you know, I
Yeah.
guess it's up now. But then, like, it was like, honeybees versus everybody else. So I was always kind of on go, like, don't talk to them. This, that, and the third, this, that. And I just kind of just had to just, hey, just bring it all in. This where you at. Bask in the glory of you being a dancer and being able to just do this on a higher platform and just get yourself together because they
Yeah.
almost tried.
Yeah. Speaking of honeybees versus everybody, how do you feel about I know with Bama State style, it was more so of like the honeybees versus the stingettes. Like, how did you feel about that?
um, it's never been, let me put it like this. I'm gonna say in the most respectfulest way possible without like just, you know.
Yeah.
Um Administration created that division. Or I guess you could say like the people that was over us create that division. Not Miss Williams, but like
No, no,
other
no.
people.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I don't want to name drop or nothing like that. They create that division because we all got along. You know what I'm saying? Like we see the girls, oh hey, how y'all doing? They're like, oh hey, honeybees. You know what I'm saying? Like it was a good vibe between us. But some people just don't like to see black women get along. You know,
That's true.
it's weird, and like it was just weird. It's like a lot of jealousy in place. It was a lot of just he say she say back and forth and all that.
Hmm.
So that's really what created a division because we ride a bus together. We gotta share bathrooms, this, that, and the third. So we have no choice but to get along, and they cool. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So if somebody's just genuinely cool, like why would I? It's so much hate to go around, but it ain't enough love. So we
Yeah.
love them. We love them. It was never an issue until people just start making it an issue, or the people that's over us start making it an issue. Like, oh no, you can't do this
Yeah.
because that, and third. Like, it don't make no sense. So.
Yeah. Yeah. And then with the show, they wanted drama. So I
Mhm.
mean, I guess they had to use you guys as like you know, I don't
Yeah.
know how to word it. I guess they just wanted to use y'all as like a place of drama.
Yeah.
That's what it seemed like.
Right. And see, and producers and stuff, they're gonna feed off of whatever is already right there. Like they
Right.
can't formulate something that they don't see. So if they already
Right.
see, or if somebody's telling them, oh, you should this, that, and the third. So of course they're gonna feed right into it and be like, well, let's make up this scenario instead, or
Yeah.
something like that. So if it's already there because of administration, then they used it and they took it and they ran
Yeah.
with it.
Yep. Yep. I see right through it, Tam.
Okay.
So we know that the honeybees are mainly those field girls. How was it actually being able to be the captain, and finally you guys are able to do stands?
It was fun. It was really fun. people. Well, we've always had stands, but we've never had the
Mhm.
opportunity to do them, except for that one time when we went against Edward Waters, and they have a plus size team as well. So Dr. Oliver was like, "Okay, y'all can have it," but other than that, it was gonna always be too busy in the stands for us not to do it. Whatever.
Yeah.
But we've always had the stand dances. You know, we was just ready just to pull them out of our pocket. You know, anytime it's
Mhm.
okay, it's on go. We was ready. We was ready. You know, so it
Yes.
was fun being able to, you know, throw some counts and just for people to see us outside of, you know, a little funky groove with a cartwheel and a split. You know,
Mhm.
our sexy side because we can't be sexy on the field. You know, it's kind of you know what I'm saying. So
Spice it up. You know, it gets a little spicy.
okay, just a little bit.
Yeah. And let me tell you something. I don't know
Mhm.
who made that count. The little ass shaking count. I love that count. I
that's
love that count.
that's some old school honeybees right there. Anything that pretty
Yes.
much them are old school honeybees. They gets down. You
Oh, yes, ma'am. I love that count so much. Yes. So, how was your experience at the Rose Bowl parade?
know. Ooh, the rose po the, before before we even went, it was so unorganized. It was a lot going on, but that's neither here.
Hmm.
I'm glad we was just able to make it. We didn't get to do a lot of stuff that we had supposed to do that was in the itinerary, so that sucked. But being a part of the actual parade, it was so fun. It was cold as all get out, and I'm from Cali, and I ain't never experienced no cold weather like that in California.
Right.
But I'm like, okay, world ended. But it was at first, but it was only three of us, so you know, I was kind of mad that well, we got to meet like a lot of the people from Honda and stuff, and that was sponsoring the Rose Bowl parade or whatever, and they love the honeybees. So I don't understand why we was in the back of the band. If you knew it was only three of us, why you ain't just put us up there in the front? So when the
Right.
RoboCam, the drone came over us, we end up getting cut off. Like once the end of the band,
Mm.
we end up getting cut off because a lot of people ain't know that we was even back there unless you was at the parade. So a lot of people had something to say about that. They did call in. It's like, why y'all ain't had the honeybees in the front? Because they wasn't even on the camera. And y'all know the reason why we even went to the Tournament of Roses was because of the honeybee. But
Yeah.
you know, well, I ain't gonna say
Yeah.
it like that. You know,
Yeah. I get you. I understand because that's messed up. That's really messed up.
that's messed
It's
up.
really messed up. And my thing is, my thing is, first of all, y'all always have looks. Y'all always are presentable. Y'all always dance full out.
Mm-hmm.
Why are y'all in the back of the band?
Had to just come up with this thing that we say the best for last, but at this point it's really getting old because it's not even that, it's a safety issue at this point. Because I remember a time for Magic City Classic when I was a freshman, because we was in the back of the band, like men was like grabbing on me because I was at the end of the line, so you had people like
Mm,
trying to touch, and I'm like, you got big booty women back here, let's be for real, and y'all want to put us in the back of the band. Okay, but it's all right.
that's crazy. That's
Mm-hmm.
crazy as hell. I'm sorry. That is crazy.
It is.
Um, how was it working with the Snapchat series?
Ooh, it was fun. It was a lot of work. We had to do like a lot of same look things. So our, I guess you can call them confessionals, would be right.
Mm-hmm.
We was gonna be able to change and stuff, but we had to remember the type of makeup we did, the type of hair we had on. So I was stuck in that Laura Farquaad
Mm.
bob. I was mad because I thought so I was like,
Dang.
you know, it's all good. But it was really, really fun. It was just a lot of like reshooting and redoing things.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes producers used to get on my nerves, but they made sure we was taken care of for the most part. So we weren't tripping. We was good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, so we know the honeybees are y'all have so much fun in the stands. We love watching you guys.
Huh.
I love the fact that the honeybees style is kind of similar to the stingette style.
Mhm.
Um, how would you describe the honeybee style in 3 words?
In 3 words, sexy, bold,
Mm-hmm.
and captivating.
Yes. Yes, ma'am. Because y'all are definitely captivating, honey. Okay. But like I said, I love the fact that honeybee style and the stingette style is just kind of infused in a
Yeah,
way. Like
absolutely.
because it's like a big happy family to me.
Right. I agree.
I
I
love
agree.
that.
Yeah. And even with Ladies of Distinction, like all of our stands, like I think it's like two stands that we all got that's dang near the same. But like you
Hmm.
said, it just meshes. I guess it just comes from, you know, looking and watching and just knowing that we the same school, so we have to be, we have to move cohesively as a unit. So when we are doing
Right.
stuff like that, it just kind of just gives off that ASU vibe, you know.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. Honeybee's uniforms are creative, different, unique. How do y'all come up with the concepts of the uniforms?
Baby, we don't come up with shit. Miss Williams.
Okay.
Miss Williams, like when I tell you that lady got the Midas touch, everything she touched turns to gold. Like
Yes.
she get that pen work, because a lot of people don't know she created one of an iconic Stingate uniform a while back,
Mm.
because she's an alumni of Alabama State, or alumna of Alabama State. Like she's done a lot. She's one of the reasons why Alabama State has a BFA, because she, and along with her friend Tim, created Eclectic Dance Company
Mm.
stuff. So they did a whole bunch of stuff. So like she is that girl. They want to talk about an it girl. She is the it girl. And
Okay.
right. And she put that pen to work, and she be like, this what I want. She take it to whoever making the costumes. Sometimes, they don't on their end come through, but it's all good,
Yeah.
because at the end of the day we still look good. But it be her.
Because let me tell you something.
Tell me
That
something.
Beyonce look for MCC, she ate that. Okay.
See, you hear me? See, it was raining that day too. And I was like,
I was there.
get to step off this doggone bus with that uniform, I'm gonna be sick. But we did, so I was
Baby, y'all had the tilted hat. Baby, I gagged.
baby with the braids. And a lot of people comment about them braids. Let me tell you a quick little story about them braids. We was not about to spend no $200 some dollars on no hair, and I was like, I braid hair, and I think one or two of the other girls braid, like, knew how to braid down or braid hair. So we just all sit up there from Thursday to Saturday morning. We was braiding hair. We was
Dang.
braiding. We had to.
Use your resources. Use your resources.
Okay.
Shoot. Shoot. I'll be damned. Not $200. No, ma'am.
Hey, do you hear?
Hmm.
Do you hear me?
Um, what would you say was your biggest accomplishment during your captain season?
Um, like we talking about like as far as like accolades, or are we talking about like
Like
just
it could be anything. Accolades, it could be just team wise.
okay. I'm just gonna split it up. For accolades, I feel like Nike was a big thing. Like
Yes.
Nike was freaking huge. Like, yeah, it wasn't because of me that we got it or nothing like that, but it was just being able to be the captain in that moment and lead a good team, because that was a good team that year, into dancing for them and doing a campaign with them. And also we danced for them for their women's conference. Um
Mm-hmm.
like that following year and stuff. So that was huge, baby. And I ain't never been no tennis shoe girl. Like I was always a flip flop boot, flat wearing.
Yes.
But they told me now I can't help buy me a pair of sneakers now, because they be, they was giving us all type of stuff. So that was a huge accomplishment. I was like,
Mm.
Nike,
Yes,
Nike. Oh,
ma'am.
okay.
Yes, ma'am. What about the team?
But as far as the team, I felt like I accomplished creating a safe space for the girls.
Yeah.
I said sometimes I feel like I was too nice because some of them ain't appreciate it, but I did what I needed to do as a captain, as far as making sure they had, like, anytime I had me a little extra coin and somebody needed something, I was there. Like I said,
Yeah.
throwing the parties or whatever like that. We having us a swimming pool. They just creating like different outlets outside of dancing, because that was already like hard on our bodies and stuff. Just ways to relax, appreciate sisterhood, and just like go on like little retreats and stuff. Like, yeah.
Team bonding.
Team bonding. Yes,
Yes,
absolutely.
ma'am. Because that's definitely needed. Team bonding is very important because a lot of people do not understand that.
Yes, they don't.
So, girl, I'm just saying, like, what would you say was your overall goal as a captain?
My overall goal as a captain was to be remembered, if that makes sense.
Yes.
Like, I didn't want to be one of them forgotten captains. Like, who is that? You know what I'm saying? So, like, when you know, oh, Asia, the captain of the Honeybees, I want you to be able to remember me, but for good
Yeah.
reason. For good reasons. You know, Asia was
Right.
always about her business. Asia loved her girls. She loved being a honeybee. She loved her coach. Like, she did what she needed to do. Damn, why talk? I'm doing a eulogy. Ooh-wee. But you know, just that was my goal, just to make sure like I was remembered as a good person. Like, I don't want to leave a bad taste in nobody's mouth because that ain't even my
Right.
forte. Just, yeah, being a good honeybee.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. How did being a honeybee prepare you as a woman?
um, it prepared me in ways that I could never imagine. Like, sex appeal. Well, I know that ain't, everything, but then like I said, it's a good thing when you can feel good in your skin, despite what the world says, and especially in this social media savvy world where all you see is, small thin bodies or BBLs and stuff like that. Nothing against them. Hey, what y'all want to do, go off. But at the same time, you need something real and stuff like that. And they prepared me seeing real women with real talent, be in love with themselves. So that
Yes.
that just created a whole different type of woman out of me. So, baby, I know my my brothers and them be so mad. They be like, I know you didn't just post this picture with you in this lingerie, and did,
Okay. And I look beautiful.
and look good. Do you hear me? So just
Okay.
being able to be in love wholeheartedly with my body. So it definitely,
That makes me feel good, That
if
makes me feel good because I'm a plus size, dude. Shoot, that makes me feel good.
and what
Shoot.
about it? You know,
Shoot. So 2020 was a very difficult year for HBCU dance teams.
Mhm.
How did you guys deal with COVID during 2020 season?
um, well, Miss Williams just kind of just kicked it off in gear. She was just like, hey, since we can't do this, y'all gonna do y'all little stand dances. We gonna create a few stand routines. Get a girl something to look at.
Yeah.
Um, some nice little videos. So we worked with TK, he was in the band. We love us some TK. We love us some Brian, and they made sure that they recorded us in a good light. Just doing like just little different videos. Like we had a reveal video. We had like a electronic field show that they played up on the jumbotron and stuff since we couldn't hit.
Mm-hmm.
Because like you said, we're field girls. So just keeping us, even we did what we did. We did like a little workout video. Like we was just doing stuff,
Mm-hmm.
basically what the world
Yeah.
was, just putting it out there too.
Yes, ma'am. You gotta keep it up. Gotta keep going. Shoot. Yes,
Right.
ma'am. So your last speaking of the reveal video, I'm glad you went into that. Your last year, that's where the audience got to see a reveal video. How did
hmm
that, reveal video come about?
Miss Williams was just like, hey, it's about time. Like I said, the whole world was on the screen because they couldn't be out in real life. So what better way to show our girls than a reveal video? Miss Williams at that point, like we were supposed to do this big conjoined reveal video. Um, I'm not gonna get too much in that because like I'm not like a drama person at all.
Yeah.
But let's just say some things got took, some things got misconstrued, some things just went left field. So she just was like, okay, I need to sit down. I need to redo this because it really be her brain. It's literally her brain. Like everything from the group reveal video, like she was like, oh, the flag girl's gonna do this, the stingett's gonna do this. Because at this point, she was over the stingett's for a little bit, like in the beginning
Oh,
of
yeah, I
that,
remember. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, in that year. And then like then we're gonna do this, that, and the third. And then, of course, Miss Amira came in and stuff like that. So some things got changed around and we walked the band. And like I said, like they need to give my girl credit where credit is due because
Yes.
Miss Williams with that pen and that paper and that brain, she had the whole video laid out. Do you hear me? Like, oh, this is what's about to happen. And she was about to put all of us, like every
That would have
all
been
a good
amazing.
on the map, on the you get
Oof.
It
That
was
would have
like,
been amazing.
but people gonna hate, people gonna not
Do
do
what they
what they
do.
can and stuff. So she was just like, I'm gonna go back to the drawing board. We're gonna do a instead of Beyonce thing, we're gonna do a Tiana Taylor thing. Cause we was gonna do like Black is King, we was gonna do the whole shindig. But she went back, did Tiana Taylor, because Tiana Taylor's a bomb dancer, and she was like, we're just gonna do that.
I loved it. I
Mm-hmm.
loved the outfits. I just loved everything about it. It was just so different and amazing. And y'all had so much energy.
Okay,
Whew,
period.
y'all had so much energy, Cham. So how did leave the door open routine come about?
Once again, oh, okay, so leave the door open. Originally, we was rehearsing that to Damaged. I don't know why, but
Hmm.
like go grab some chairs. We like, okay, okay, okay. And she was like, Asia, now do this, and then y'all gonna come in right after. Like I said, it'd be her. And y'all gonna come in right after. And then she was like, now Asia, give me something for this part. And I was like, okay, well, we could do this, that, and the third. So it just we got the list of the band music, the book or whatever like that. And she was like, okay, we're gonna try to leave the door open because they sound real good. Like I said, we was practicing it to Damaged, but it matched
Hmm.
perfectly with the door open. Because the band wasn't about to play Damaged. But that's pretty much how it came about. Like just a quick little stand routine. Hmm.
Yes, ma'am. And how do you feel about it being almost at a million views?
I know you lie.
700,000, baby.
Oh wee.
Yes,
Listen,
ma'am.
I this may sound real bad coming from the old captain of the honeybees, but I don't be watching nothing. Like I don't watch majorette videos. I don't keep up with it. I don't.
Really?
Don't. I
I
don't.
understand.
Not for a bad reason. Not for
Hmm.
nothing doing their things and stuff. But when people are like, oh, did you see such and such from Alcorn? I did not. I'm like, send it to me. And I'm like, okay, they look good. They clowning, but I'm not searching myself.
Yeah.
Because yeah.
Yeah. I got it. I understand, Chad. With you being a plus size dancer, what obstacles did you have to face currently um to now you being a professional dancer? Like what obstacles did you have to, go through to be a professional dancer basically?
Honestly, and I'm so grateful for it. It was a smooth transition. It was a real smooth transition. Excuse me. Yeah, like dance for Lizzo is pretty much one and the same. It takes a lot of energy. Just
Mhm.
go in and like do like a 90-minute show. Like even though I'm not a core dancer. I guess you call me one now. I don't know. But like in the beginning, I wasn't a core dancer, so I wasn't doing all dances. I was doing probably like three, maybe four dances, and just watching that set of plus size dancers go out there and kill a 90-minute show. I'm like, baby, who? I'm used to in a 10-second field show. So
Right.
just the agility and getting like I guess the stamina to do or be a
Right.
professional. But other than like, it wasn't like a bad transition as far as like people or auditioning and stuff like that because it was a platform created for plus size dancers. Like the Lizzo show was a platform for plus size dancers, and that's what I was.
Right.
So it was just the matter of fact, the auditioning and making it.
Yeah. Yes. Speaking of Lizzo, how was it working with her on Watch Out for the Big Girls?
It was a blast. It was a blast.
Child.
I was gone for a month and a half, like from August 3rd to like the middle of September. And getting paid to do what you love to do is just what could you better ask for? Like it was lit. How she is on the internet is exactly how she is in person. Like she's real cool, real down to earth woman about her business. Talented. Cause baby, not you about to sing, you about to dance with us and you playing the flute. No.
Okay.
Couldn't be me. So like and dance like being under the oh Lord, I cannot talk. Cut that part out too. But
Oh.
being under the of like Tanisha Scott, Emil Charlo, Shirlene Quigley, like these are like blue check mark dancers, people that have been dancing with Beyonce, Rihanna,
Hmm.
oh, you know what I'm saying? Like they are that deal. So it's lit. It was
Yes.
up. I ain't want to come back.
Yes. Okay. I wouldn't want to come back either. Shoot. And I love the fact that Lizzo is an artist because now that gives you guys something to do. You know what I'm saying? It gives the plus size girls something to live up to.
Right.
So
Exactly.
I love that. I'm glad that she's doing that. And
Okay.
you really don't see a lot of plus size dancers become professional. Uh, what gave you so much courage to be an HBCU dancer and be a dancer and be a professional dancer, basically?
I guess you could say going through like traumatic experiences when I was younger, really just pushed me into a point where I needed an outlet. I needed a whole different realm of thinking, like somewhere I can escape life. So dancing was my outlet, and that's what pushed
Hmm.
me to throw myself into all these dancing activities. Like I said, dance girl, flag girl, then the honeybees, and then,
Hmm.
like I said, what better way to live your real dream than to get paid while doing, living your dream, if that makes sense. So, Miss Williams, once again, I have to give credit where credit is due. Like Miss Williams makes sure her girls do not leave the honeybees like empty mind. Like what you do with the honeybees is your business. Like if you don't go off nowhere after that, it's because of you. Because Miss Williams, she give you like I said, with Pooh and the modeling for touring and stuff. Like and then me dance with Lizzo and stuff. Like Miss Williams, she be putting us on. I promise you, she be putting.
Hmm.
Um, so, cause long story short, one of the producers from Bama State Style that was real still tight with Miss Williams is tight with one of the producers from Lizzo's Watch Out for the Big Girls. And
Oh,
right. So she was like, hey, I'm gonna send over this information because Miss Williams, she was gonna be on the show too, if I'm not mistaken. And they decided it was gonna go a different route, but she was like, hey, I still got some girls. So Miss Williams was like, I still got some girls, and the lady was like, okay, it wouldn't be, a big girl dance show without some honeybees. And Miss Williams was like, I know that's right. So she chose me, and then she chose Kiana to go and audition and stuff like that. And I made it through, and that's what it was.
yes, ma'am.
So Miss Williams be
Miss Williams got the connections.
got the connection.
She got the connections, baby. I live.
They
Keep her. Let me tell you something. You better keep Miss Williams in your back pocket, okay? Keep her
always,
in your back pocket because you need her, okay?
always, Miss know what it is. Like,
Oh yes,
we,
ma'am. I live. I live. What would you say is your biggest strength as a dancer?
my biggest strength, I'm gonna say character, personality, and energy.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, like the facials. They used to call me the little Energizer Bunny, especially when I was a freshman. I was a little bit lighter, but
Mm-hmm.
baby, I moves around. I moves around, especially like we do our little across the floors and stuff when we're warming up. Like, baby, they know they put on them Afro beats music and
Oh,
Angelina, they sick to they
yes, ma'am.
because I'm a run it in. So mhm.
Yes, ma'am. Yes. What did you enjoy the most about being a honeybee?
I enjoyed hitting the field. I really did. I really did. Like, we just the adrenaline from the crowd, the standing
Mm-hmm.
ovations. Like, I never remember actually dancing once I danced, but once we come off the field
Mm-hmm.
and hit that little and look up to the crowd, everybody go up. I'm like, oh wow, like
Yes,
people,
ma'am.
people love us.
And
So,
it's thousands of people.
hmm so
Yes,
that
ma'am.
that's the icing on the cake. And of course, being able to do all the things we was doing like AGT and stuff like that. But the crowd and like the kids, I love children. Being able to go out into the community, we did like this dance thing to get kids hyped for taking tests. Like just being able to connect with people that adore us and we adore them. You get what I'm saying? So
Yeah, most definitely. Yes. So this past season, 2021, we got to experience the honeybees, the flag girls, and also the stingettes.
yeah.
Basically collaborate on a stand routine. How did you feel about that?
I absolutely loved it. I did. The girls look great. They looked great doing poison. I'm glad I got to help with that little project. I loved it.
Oh, you did? Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
I was actually in town. And Miss Liz was like, girl, she made up some stuff. I made up some stuff. And I'm like, okay, let's go. And then they stand routine. It was absolutely beautiful. I went around for that part, but
Yes.
I was like, I know that is right. But
Yes,
just
ma'am.
show that unity and show the world that unity because like you said earlier, like so many people think that it's a division, but the division is not because of the girls. Like it was because of other people and stuff like that. So showing other people that we can get along because we're supposed to because we're under the same entity or whatever like that. That was just a slap in the face to all the folks that tried it.
Had something to say, yeah.
Okay, they look good though. They did look good. I
Yes,
love.
I live for that. Yes, ma'am. So this is not necessarily my last question, but
Yeah.
rest in peace to Kevin Samuels. But I have to ask you, did
Uh-huh.
you watch that video of him talking about the honeybees? And how
Um,
did you feel about that?
honestly, I watched the snippet. Like somebody had to send it to me. Like I said,
Hmm.
I don't search for these things. I really don't be. I be on
Yeah.
social media, don't at the same time. So, seeing what he was saying, I'm gonna say this: rest in peace to him. But God take care of babies and fools, and he a fool. So you better be glad you're taken care of. Just know that. So,
Right.
like I said, I don't like to disrespect the dead or nothing like that. But he was wrong for what he said, and I hate when people speak on something they have no knowledge about. Like you don't know the honeybees, you don't know what we do, you don't know what it takes to be one. So if you just sit up here, oh, and that will look like that, and he eating this, that, and the third, and I was just like, okay, time to click off because I was getting angry.
Yeah.
So like, not for nothing, I will go off, But I'm glad a lot
Yeah.
of people came in and said their piece about it because, like I said, he was just another ignorant clown on the internet trying to talk stuff about something he has no idea about.
Right. Right.
Meanwhile,
That,
you salute you.
oh.
So
Now- yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I live. Yes, ma'am. But that really made me sad because I just did not like that because with me being plus size and with y'all being plus size, I mean I understand y'all 1000%. So for him to even say that type of stuff is like, whoa, you will cross so many different boundaries, so many different lines. Like, no.
exactly. He wanted that. He wanted that attention. All publicity is good publicity, whether negative or positive. So you just brought
That's
more
true.
people to come and watch us and more followers and stuff like that. So thank you. Rest in
Yes,
peace.
ma'am. You get on my nerves. I like you.
I like you too.
Oh my god. So we're about to go ahead and go into fan questions.
All right now. Come on,
So fan questions. The first one I have is from Will Hawkins. He says,
Hey,
could you
Will.
see yourself being a sponsor in the future?
Respectfully, hell no. Excuse
Oh,
my language for all the people that's gonna be watching because I know y'all ain't see this side of me, but absolutely not. Absolutely not.
oh,
I can't. The girls and stuff, yeah, we can dance, we can do all that stuff, but I cannot be under no fool. I can't.
yeah,
So I'm
yeah.
sorry. Cut
I understand.
that part out. Cut that part out.
I'm gonna cut it out. I'm gonna cut it out.
Because people need to know the truth. I cannot be up under somebody that's not gonna respect me or respect the honeybees or don't even know our names until the next freaking year. I can't do all that. So we just
Right,
no.
right.
It ain't.
So I have another question from Jalen Andrews. He says, how did you balance your time management skills, being in school, being a dancer, and also having your own social life?
Hold on, Jalen Andrew. You sure that ain't no girl? Because that's not like the girl I went to school with. That's my little baby. But I don't know.
Oh,
But
I don't know.
I love Jalen. But Jalen, hey Jalen. I balanced it. Honestly, my first year I did not balance it. That's why I said I didn't ask for help. It was a lot going on in my personal life that I ain't gonna speak of, and it was just a whole lot. So I honestly end up like failing a whole bunch of classes, except for like one or two my freshman year,
Mm,
and it was crazy. Like honestly, it's a testimony because I went from like a 1.6 on up because I had
wow.
because to keep it a buck. I'm just gonna be honest. I was going through. I had ended up becoming homeless. Ooh. But that was
Oh,
you know different ball game. So not asking for help and stuff like that. But being able to balance that like later on in the years with my social life and being a honeybee, it became easier. I had to just get myself on a routine. Like, okay, as you know what your classes are, just get up and go to them. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Get depression, forget whatever that is. Like, because if you don't pass the classes, you can't dance and you love to dance. Not saying that I was only here to dance because I love ASU too and they have my major and I love my major. I'm a social work major. But at the same time, like being a honeybee drove me to go to classes because other than that, I wouldn't be no doggone honeybee. So
That's true.
that's how I just balanced it. I just had to remember, like, girl, get it done.
Yeah.
Social,
Yeah.
social was non-existent. I socialized with the honeybees.
And that's how it be. Shoot, socialize with your sister's child. I have another question from David Bynes. He says, "What is the biggest misconception that people have against the honeybees?"
Ooh, they think that we just sit on the couch, eat burgers, chips and stuff. Not for nothing. I'm having a burger and I'm having some chips, but I am fit.
Okay.
I can outrun a lot of folks. You know, we in shape. Like, don't get it twisted. Because I don't know why people think that physicality has something to do with, you know, agility and adrenaline and stuff. Like, yeah, if I was a little bit lighter, I probably can do stuff a little bit easier. But at the same time, that doesn't mean I don't know how. Because I could probably,
Right.
like, come on, you want to race? Let me take them shoes off, baby. I'm gonna burn out. Like,
Okay.
we we
I'm gonna do
does
the best I can.
okay. So yeah, they really think that we just be out here just doing the most. And like I said, not for nothing, some administration and stuff, they make little jokes about that too. Like,
Mm.
no, that's all y'all do. Y'all be down there eating snacks. Y'all be eating. I'm like, what? Okay, next.
Like it's not even funny. Like we
It's so
all eat.
we all eat. We all have to eat. I'm like, it's literally so lame because that's literally the only thing that you can say about us because we ain't ugly.
Right.
You know, we ain't bad people. We ain't. So that's all you can say is that we fat. Period. Go off.
Child. These people are crazy.
they
Okay.
are. They are. Especially people that's supposed to be there for you, stuff you would think, but they not.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Child. I have another question from Natasha Briggs. She says on the honeybees Snapchat series, the freshman honeybees were presented with necklaces once they crossed. Do you guys still do that with the freshmen?
No. Okay, so for the Snapchat series, they did ask us like, okay, is there anything that y'all do? Like, do y'all have like a crossing ceremony and stuff? We don't. We usually just buy gifts for the girls, like most of their like probably first pieces of honeybee paraphernalia, like one year some big H sweaters. You know, had an H on there with the honeybees. They got little short, little 2-piece sets, bags we done had before, like just different. So not necessarily necklaces. That was just for show. Actually, I still got the necklaces, I think, because like I said, it was purposes, but they got their own paraphernalia that they was able to have.
Okay. Yes, ma'am. So now we're about to go ahead and go into Fast Pass. So the way Fast Pass works, I'll ask you a question. You have to answer it fast. Okay. Some of
Ooh,
the questions might be, some of them might be either or questions. So,
okay.
you know. So I have the first question here. It's not a question, but top 3 uniforms.
Of course, Magic City Classic 2019, Labor
Yes.
Day 2020. Ooh, it's under pressure because it's supposed to be fast. Ooh, Lord have oh, and Proud Mary.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Leotard or 2-piece?
A leotard. I love good 2-piece, but you dance better in leotards.
Yes. Yes. Fast, medium, or slow?
Slow.
Halftime or stands?
Have time.
Yes, ma'am. Favorite halftime show?
OMG. Magic City Classic
Mm.
19. Yeah.
Favorite song in the stands?
Ooh, Freaky Girl. Even
Favorite
though
count? Oh,
I,
go ahead.
no, I was saying even though I wasn't able to dance to it because that was like 2016.
Yeah.
You said favorite count?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, probably the one I made up. I can't
Oh,
do it
you gotta
right.
show me that one. You gotta show me that one, Chad. Yes.
You want
Huh?
me to show?
Oh no. Just send it to me.
Ah,
Okay. Yeah, just send it to me. Favorite year you danced?
probably 2019.
Leading or following?
Leading.
Yes, ma'am. You did that. You did that. Yes, ma'am. And I have like 4 more questions. If you had an all-star team of 6 honeybees, who would be on your all-star team?
Ooh, that's so hard. That is so hard because every year they elevate.
It could be any. It could be any. And don't play it safe either, because a lot of people like to play it safe.
Oh, I ain't gonna play it safe.
Oh,
I'm gonna have to say, Janae. That's my freshman sister. Like I said, she a firecracker. We dance well together. Hold on, is this 6 including me or is this 6 separately?
yes, you are. So really 5. So yes, including you.
Okay, so I'm gonna say Janae. I'm gonna say Bianca.
I love her. Ooh, I love her.
Alicia. Um. Ooh, this last pick about to be hard. I really liked all 3 of the freshmen from this year,
Yes.
but if we talking about like overall, Honeybee though, Anaya.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's a squad though. That's a squad. That's a squad.
Oh, it's gonna be so hard between Janaya and Raya. I got ooh we. Okay, well I ain't gonna pick them. I'm pick Alexis.
Yes,
I'm
ma'am.
gonna choose between y'all, but Alexis from um my second year.
Is that okay? Yes, yes.
Mm-hmm. So I say I love y'all.
Okay.
Take it to heart. I love Janaya and I love Raya, but I couldn't choose in between y'all. I couldn't.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. You got no ma'am. So what advice would you give somebody who wants to try out for the honeybees?
Um, I'm gonna say okay. My advice is always be a well-rounded person. Make sure you drink your water. Make sure you practice your stunts. If you don't know how, of course, we'll try to teach or whatever like that. Be an exciting dancer. Get excited for dancing. Once you cross that threshold in the practice, leave all the or even auditions, leave all the life stuff and the hard stuff out of it. Come in with a
Yeah.
clear stuff like that and just be prepared to learn. Like be a sponge. Soak it all in. Um, yeah. And like I said, be an overall good person. Like you got to love kids. You got to love to talk to people. You got to love to take pictures. Be approachable. Cause honeybees, we
Yeah.
don't do all that mean girl stuff. We're not that. We're not them. So yeah.
Mm-mm. No,
Mhm.
ma'am. Mm-mm. Yes, ma'am. So what are your future plans?
My future plans. Like I told you earlier, my major is social work. I'm a social work major. So I really wanna be a therapist. But
Hmm.
a friend, one of my sisters from the Lizzo show, her older sister is actually a dance therapist. And I've studied like ways to be a therapist, like, through music, through art and stuff like that. But a lot of people don't talk about dancing and therapy. And like I said, dancing helped me through my traumas. So being that for somebody else, I really thought about like opening up like a dance therapy type of studio. Like of course still dancing professionally, but doing that kind of pretty much on the side once I get licensed and stuff to do that. Cause no malpractice over here, baby. But
Okay.
just feeling good through movement and stuff like that. So that's the goal.
I can definitely see you being it because you talk well. Like you give, I can tell you give good advice. I could tell like that. Yeah, I think that's gonna be right up your alley. Honestly.
Period.
Yes, ma'am. I want to thank you so much for this interview, okay? Because I learned so much about you and I live for every bit of this interview, okay? And I'm pretty sure they're going to live for it too, okay?
Okay. And thank you so much for having me. Like, I be watching your videos. I'm like, yeah, put me on there. But
You know I had to give Miss Asia, baby.
okay, I'm glad the universe brought us together at the perfect time. And thank you so much for this opportunity.
Thank you so much. All right, I got to go, child. I'm so tired, too.
All right, now rest up now.
All right.
All
Thank
right,
you.
bye bye.
Bye.